Hello and welcome to today's reading. Today we have a reading called What Do You Need to Hear Right Now? And we're going to include general advice, guidance, and blessings coming your way. We have 3 piles to choose from, and I used nail polish today as the indicators for which one might call out to you. This nail polish is called Rive Palais. I'm not entirely sure. I'm totally butchering that. But it's a beautiful, like, ocean blue with all these sparkles, and it's what I have on. I love it so much. The next color is called Joy for pile number 2. It's this cream finish, magenta fuchsia, like Barney purple. Very beautiful. And then for pile number 3, we have a color called Full Moon with all these beautiful sparkly reflex in it. So go ahead and take your time, meditate on the piles, pause if you need to, and then I will have each pile indicated in timestamps below for you to choose from, and I'll meet you there. Hello, pile number 1. If you chose this blue nail polish, then this is your reading. We're going to start with the oracle cards today. Your first card is from the self-care deck, and you got Sing. Maybe you're somebody who likes to sing, is good at singing. Maybe you don't sing at all, but you are being called to right now. So just sing to yourself at home while you're going around the house doing your chores. Maybe go find a karaoke night. Maybe you were invited to an open mic or something. Go do that. Like, have fun in life. For your Moon Witch card, you got New Moon, fresh start, new beginnings. So even with that Sing card, again, maybe you're being called to just like take a leap, take a chance, go do something fun. Go sing at karaoke night, you know. But what you need to hear right now is their big question overall. So you need to hear that there's a fresh start coming to you, that there's a new beginning on its way. And it seems positive to me. I mean, when have we had some new fresh start and it's been bad, you know? I wouldn't call that a fresh start. I'd call that a bad start, you know? So yes, you have some fresh new start on the way for you. How exciting. For your Angel Answers Oracle, you got Wait. Maybe you have some big decision weighing on you, and this isn't necessarily telling you no, this isn't really telling you yes either, but it is telling you to wait. So before you make a decision, before you take the leap, do the big thing, if there's something big on your mind, go ahead and take a moment and wait. Where I am now in the timeline is finishing out Mercury retrograde. I believe today is the last day, but we still have the shadow period for a couple of weeks here. So just keep that in mind wherever you are. If you're dealing with any sort of retrograde, take a moment to assess astrology, you know, assess the transits we're dealing with, because sometimes we get this, like, you know, otherworldly type of pull on us to act a certain way or do a certain thing, and it doesn't really feel genuine to us, and there's a reason. So wait it out before you do anything too crazy. For your chakra card, we got Recovery. So you could be recovering, you or somebody you know even. You could be recovering from anything, anyone, any experience. Maybe you hurt yourself and so you're healing right now. Maybe you broke up with somebody and you're healing from this. Maybe you're truly quitting some sort of substance, like drinking alcohol or too much caffeine or eating too many sugary things, or, you know, whatever the case may be. You're in recovery of some kind. You know, if this is your health, just take it slow. There's a key there, so you know what you need to do to get through that door. So just do what you got to do. Take it slow if you got to. Wait, don't push yourself. And if you need help, as you can see, there's multiple people in that picture. So don't be afraid to talk with your friends, to talk with that guy there that's got the key to the success there, to the door. you know, recovery is a process. So be patient with yourself, I'm hearing. For your Moonology cards, we have adjustments are required. So you could be somebody who is working really hard, maybe in this recovery process. You're working really hard to get there, you know, to get to the finish line of whatever recovered means for you. And maybe something you're doing is not the right thing to do. Maybe, you know, again, with the sugary things, right? Maybe you're drinking a lot of soda and you're saying, okay, I'm not going to drink any soda at all ever. No diet soda, no nothing. And so you're trying to just drink like water. Well, you might really struggle with this and end up falling back into the soda trap. And having that really strict mentality of no more anything might ultimately lead you back to more of everything. So just remind yourself to have a little grace, and maybe even do some research if you're trying to go about something and having some struggles. Maybe Google what's the best way to da 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 da. Find somebody's blog post where they talk about it and share their experience and their story. And you know, you might find help this way. You might find an actual mentor in somebody this way, you know, but adjustments are required somewhere. Maybe it's even a living situation. Someone you're living with has been acting a certain way, or the people you work with are being a certain way. And so unfortunately, sometimes we need to adjust our own behavior so that someone else takes it easier on us, you know. People are strange creatures, it's true. You also, this, I mix up the two decks, so whichever one this is, you got two from. Full Moon in Libra, find a balance, and Full Moon in Taurus, detoxify. So because we got that recovery card, I am strongly feeling like maybe you do need to actually quit doing something, like whether it's listening, maybe you're listening to too many tarot readings. That is definitely something that happens with people. They get too focused and they just listen to them nonstop. So maybe you're someone who needs to stop watching a show, stop listening to so many readings, stop. Maybe you have like a bag of talkies every day and your stomach is killing you, and you know that's the answer to your problem is to stop eating talkies, but you don't want to, you know what I mean? So whatever the situation is that you need to detox from, you need to recover from, you know that you need to do something. So even if you're unsure of what it exactly is, look within and find that thing. And maybe you're deciding it's the wrong thing, so you need to wait on whatever you're placing blame on. Maybe even we also got Full Moon in Libra, find a balance. So if this detoxify, recovery, find a balance, adjustments are required, these all kind of go together for me. And so maybe the big message here is you are not exercising moderation enough. You're going too much of this, not enough of that. And so maybe it's time to reel it on in. And you know, maybe you have been doing so much work and not enough singing, you know, or maybe you have been drinking a lot of soda and you feel like crap all the time and you can't sleep, and like you don't need to completely cut it out, but you just need to have like one, you know, every now and then. Maybe this is a person and you know you're spending too much time with them and they're kind of keeping you from your responsibilities and stuff. And this isn't saying you need to completely cut this person out of your life, but you do need to find that balance of, I get to do my own thing. Sometimes maybe you can set aside days for yourself. These are my days for me, and these are the days I spend with them because I know I'm not productive when I'm with them, you know. It's just about balance, right? Maybe detox yourself from a way of thinking of, I need to do what everyone else wants me to do, and do some of what you want to do. Find a balance there. Maybe the detoxing is with just your mentality over yourself. Maybe you do have some issues you need to work on, but focusing only on the bad things does not help you find a balance and get into that wonderful fresh start, new beginning energy, you know. So maybe you need to find a balance with your inner demons, your inner thoughts, your daily routines. Something here is a little bit out of whack, in a sense that something is too much, and you know what it is. Whatever it is for you, it's going to be different. But something is too much. You're working too much, or you're having too much fun, or you're seeing somebody too much, or you're, you know, doing something too much. So whatever it is, you know what it is. So let's adjust here. For your wild child oracle card, pile 2 and pile 3 both got 2 that jumped out immediately, and so I just decided to pull a second one for you as well. The first card you got was the tree remembers. So I focus here on the kids. There's also a cute little fox. I don't feel any type of way about the fox. Maybe you have some far and away memory of a small animal or something that you know, when we lose our first pets, right, our childhood pets and things like that, it's very hard. It kind of sticks with us forever. Maybe you're somebody who still struggles with that, and you're like, why can't I let it go? Well, you know, just like a tree, you remember, and you have a ring right inside you. If you cut your self open like a tree, you'd see all those rings of all of your memories, all those years. And sometimes we think things don't affect us, and then a year later we feel some type of way, or even years later, and we wonder why, and we put the pieces together and realize, oh, that did affect me, you know. So maybe you're dealing with something like that, and in order to cope with it, you're doing too much of something, maybe even just escapism, you know. And all of a sudden I'm hearing maybe singing is your escape, and or it used to be even. So on the one hand, maybe you need to exercise some balance with your singing. Maybe you're singing so much you're blowing out your voice, your vocal cords, and you need to rest a little bit. Wait before you sing again. Or maybe you need to sing because it helps you release emotions and get past things when you're struggling or remembering. My upstairs neighbors just stomp around all day. Oh my god. Okay, so for your second card, we got flight. This tells me you are on your way to feeling free as a bird, flying through the air, wonderful as can be. And I love that this is coming after the tree remembers, because this is like, you know, you jumped off that tree, like, look at all these birds. What if all you kids, like, you're represented as birds now? So it's like, on the one hand, it's so hard to think back and remember hard times, or maybe even just nostalgic times. It's hard to remember having so many friends. You know, a lot of us, when we're kids, we have all these friends who are around all the time, and then we grow apart and move on. Sometimes we don't remember people's names because we were so young, and it can be a heavy feeling. But I see that you have flight coming in for you, and so I think those heavy feelings, if you have any, are going to feel lightened and lifted off of you. You're going to feel like you can fly. Maybe you're going to go on a flight. Maybe you're going to travel. Maybe you've never traveled before and it's time, it's coming to you. Maybe that new beginning and fresh start is a trip for you. Even just a trip down memory lane, you know, it could happen. But whatever it is, it has you feeling light and free and as if you can fly. So those are the oracle cards I got for you, and we're going to move on to tarot. You need to sing. Whatever's going on, you need to sing about it. So I don't have as much space. I wanted to do this outside, but there's a lot of loud people in the parking lot today. I'll set these up all nice for you. For your tarot cards, the first question we asked was our overall question of what do you need to hear right now? The first card I got out is a beautiful Knight of Cups. So maybe you need to hear that a compassionate, loving, sweet, love-filled, I guess that's the same thing as loving, message is coming in for you soon. Maybe somebody. This could be romantic. This could be a friend. This could just be somebody really sweet, helpful, wonderful. You know, this could just be the message itself is sweet and wonderful. Maybe it's just wonderful to your ears. It could be from the universe, you know, but somebody, something, a message, you know, it's a cup there. So maybe even an offer here is coming in of something you love, something you like, something you're looking forward to, something you're into for sure is coming in here. That's what you need to hear, is something good is coming. What do you need to hear? Eight of Swords. You are clearly wrapped up in some anxiety and yeah, some thoughts. Swords often are just like your own inner thoughts and anxieties, and with the Eight of Swords here, maybe there's an element of power and control somewhere where you're just like, oh, you know, you're so wrapped up in it. Oh my God, it's so stressful, this thing, right? Or all these things even. Sometimes I like to look at how she stands in that creek, or that crack of a stream, really, with that big pond behind her. So I think sometimes, you know, oh, what if she's thirsty and she's thinking, you know, all I have is this dirty water and nothing else to drink, and there's that water behind her. Or even, what if she thinks, oh no, I'm trapped in the water, but she doesn't even see it's not even much, right? It's like it's like a puddle. All she has to do is lean a little bit to one side, cut off the rope. She can pull off her blindfold, step away from the swords, girl, and you're good, you know? So maybe this is something you are in right now. You're trapped in your thoughts, you're trapped in your mind, you're trapped within your own problems. Some of them we create for ourselves sometimes, for sure. And anxiety, it is a real thing. It's something that we just have to deal with sometimes, unfortunately. But sometimes we make things worse for ourselves by thinking it over and over and over again, imagining worst case scenarios, you know. So this is telling me like you are creating more anxieties, more anxious thoughts for yourself. You need to hear that you need to stop with so much stress. Even though we don't actually want stress, sometimes I think we get comfortable in it. We get used to always being stressed out. And so this is telling you to choose your battles. Pick one thing to stress out about at a time and go from there. You know, if you have a lot of problems that you do need to fix, just pick one at a time. If this Knight of Cups is a person coming in, maybe they want to help you with your problems. And one of your problems there, one of your swords, is you not letting them help you. This horse kind of looks like he's pushing up against the sword, like, let us help you. And like the creek kind of looks like it matches up, like, girl, we're right here, just let us help you, you know? So whatever this anxiety and stress is, your million decisions weighing on you, at the end of the day, pick whatever is actually the most serious, because not everything is going to be as important as the rest, right? So let's not have Eight of Swords at our throat. Let's just take off our little blindfold, take off our bindings, and go from there, okay? Your general guidance is the Lovers and the Nine of Pentacles. So with the Lovers, for guidance, I hear trust your intuition, trust the universe, trust your higher self. Imagine the idealized version of you, and whenever you make a decision, think, what would they choose? Well, you know, maybe on your day-to-day, let's say for breakfast, you go to the donut shop and every day you get a latte and a donut, okay? But you think of your highest self and you're like, man, if I were her, I'd probably be drinking, you know, green tea and an egg white breakfast wrap, or whatever it is, you know. Maybe it's even the other way around, you know, I don't know. But Instead of just every day telling yourself, man, if I were the perfect version of me, I'd be doing this instead. Just do it. And now you're the perfect idealized version of yourself. And by doing all those things, you become this beautiful Knight of Pentacles who is so abundant on their own, has a garden full of these beautiful fruits of their labor ready to harvest. All they have, they're just waiting on that one single pentacle, you know, left to grow. And then they're at 10, the beautiful completion number. You know, and especially we had that flight card before, and they have a bird here in the Knight of Pentacles. So you get to that point of feeling free, you know, getting out of your swords, finally feeling free. The tree's probably just remembering right now, you know, as we discussed earlier, the tree's probably just remembering when you're in that swords energy, but you need to cut it away and be free. And by trusting this, maybe even trusting that person, coming into union with your person, you can become Nine of Pentacles. And Nine of Pentacles to me is independent. They're there alone. All they got is their little companion birdie. All they do is they keep their head down and they do their work, and then all of a sudden you have this beautiful harvest for yourself. When I ask for general advice, I get the Seven of Pentacles and I get the Three of Pentacles. So Pentacle, Pentacle, Pentacle. Do your hard work, whatever that is. Whether you're working on yourself, you're working at an actual job, you're building your own business, you're trying to build up your home base, whatever, you know, you got to do what you got to do. You got to be patient. Look at, he's looking over his garden. He already picked one and he probably shouldn't have. You know, they're not ready to pick yet. Some of those leaves need to be pruned. He's not yet at the 10 of Pentacles like he wants to be, but what I notice here from 7 to 3, maybe you just need those 3 pentacles over there. You need to call on a little bit of help. Maybe the Knight of Cups over here is that help for you. But you're just missing 3 pentacles, and as you can see, they're right there. So reach out for help. Ask your friends what they think. If you need a fresh set of eyes, maybe you keep working on this project that you keep coming back to. You feel like you've done all you can do, but it's clearly missing something and you're not sure what it is. Maybe you just need a fresh set of eyes, you know? Maybe you have all these projects and they're doing so well, but all of a sudden it feels like a lot for you. You know, maybe it's time to hire some help. It's time for your first employee, babe. You know, it's time to ask that sibling who has always leaned on you for your aid. It's time to ask them for them help back. Hey, you owe me something, sis or bro, you know, or your friend. Are you ready to pay up on that favor I gave you way back when, you know? Maybe it's time to collaborate, because the 3 of Pentacles is our collaboration card. You know, we need to sometimes admit to ourselves that we are not enough on our own and we do need a little bit of help. And it's okay. Like, you're still this Knight of Pentacles, beautiful, independent, you know, receiving the fruits of your labor, and it's your hard-earned work. But, you know, even the 9 of Pentacles person is missing 1 pentacle. Okay, they got a whole lot going on. They're doing very well on themselves, and it's not like you couldn't live a happy life with 9 pentacles, but if they wanted a perfect life, so to say, you need 1 more pentacle. So asking for help or hiring that employee, or you know, just collaborating with those people, maybe calling on your friends. Maybe you're going through a problem or something, and you need to reach out for help to get your mind wrapped around the full idea of everything. So after that, right, 7 plus 3 is 10. Then I get the 10 of Cups and Queen of Wands for general blessings. You can't really see her if I put her there. Okay. Yeah. So for general blessings, you get 10 of Cups and Queen of Wands. So after your hard work pays off, after you admit that you're in need of some help, or you take that next step and hire your employees, or maybe you've been in a career where you can work solo or with people, and after a long time of working solo, you finally go, okay, you know what, I'm gonna go work in a group office or whatever it is. Once you take that step and do that, that is the final step to getting to the 10, to getting your 10 of Cups. Your general blessings coming your way that you need to hear are that you will have that 10 of Cups, that beautiful, harmonious family, that picture perfect home life. Look at, they have land and water, and they have beautiful, happy children running around, and they're just a happy partnership. Cups is love, and dang, you got 10 of them, and you're the Queen of Wands. Male or female, you are passionate and fiery, and you embody leadership and a sense of royalty for sure. Look at that cute little cat. Maybe you have a fun little companion, or maybe part of your blessings is going to be that you get that soul pet that you are wanting, or maybe you have one that's watching over you, and then look at the sunflower in her hand. You might be a very bright personality, or this might finally shine through. And with the lion energy and the Leo energy, maybe your creative pursuits in the beginning, we got sing, maybe those things are finally coming through for you and helping you become successful and confident. Honing your skills are part of what helps you become so confident and successful, and helps you build your pentacles. A blessing coming for you is just that you're hot. You got it all. And an important thing to remember is that when you are a Queen of Wands, people are going to be jealous. There's always, look at what's funny is they look like they're looking at her like, oh, you think you're all that, but you know what? You don't. You're just sitting there. You have a very neutral look on your face. You're just looking off into the distance. You're not even looking at them. And they think, wow, she thinks she's all that. She's not even looking at me, And it's like, what do you mean? She doesn't even see you there. She's not purposefully not looking at you. She just doesn't see you, Like, she's literally above you. Get on her level, like this guy. Get on her level if you want to be able to have anything to say. You were just unbothered, and you got that beautiful crown on your head. You're the queen. You are on the throne, and it is yours. And maybe the jealousies of other people could be contributing to this Eight of Swords energy. But you need to just know that you are the Queen of Wands. People hate you because they ain't you. It's just the way of life for some of us sometimes. And especially if you are a fire sign, you're bold, you're passionate, you are a natural born leader, and oftentimes creative, and put on a really good show, to say the least, right? Maybe you really do love all the classic fiery things like theater and singing and dancing and everything. And so just remember, where there's a whole lot of positivity and someone to ooh and ah over, there's going to be people who are like negative and booing. There's just going, like, for whatever reason, choosing to be happy brings in the haters. Sometimes you will just be going through hardship after hardship, and then you decide one day you're going to just put on a smile and your best shoes and your best foot forward, and you're just going to do it and make the most of it. And then there's people that want to tear you down over being happy. It's just so funny. Some people don't want to see you upset, and they don't want to see you happy. But you're the Queen of Wands, and you know what? You need to forget this energy. That was what you first needed to hear, is to get out of your head, because you're the Queen of Wands. That's your blessing. You're hot like that. You got it like that, okay? So thank you so much for coming to this reading. I hope that you enjoyed it. What you need to hear right now is that you have got it like that. You're the Queen of Wands. You have a wonderful, happy family and dream life coming to you in the future. Your hard work will pay off. You just have to continue to be patient, trust in a partnership, I always forget the word. What did I say this card was? But trust in the partnership, trust in the collaboration. That's the word. Trust that Knight of Cups that's coming in to be the one to help you ease your anxieties. Let go of those anxieties. Wait on the big decision. And be easy with yourself in whatever journey you are recovering from, whether it's emotional, mental, physical, whatever it is. There's a lot of good things coming for you. This was a very positive reading overall. I feel like you are just somebody who has a lot of success within you, whether it's visible yet or not. Your fruits of your labor are on the way. They are growing. It's not something that's just a seed in the dirt right now. It is growing, perhaps blossoming, soon turning to fruit that you can pick for yourself. So good luck to you, group number 1. This was a great reading, and I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Hello there, pile number 2, and welcome to your reading. If you chose this beautiful magenta, fuchsia, Barney purple type nail polish shade, then this is your reading. Today's questions we're asking, what do you need to hear right now? So we're going to ask for general advice, guidance, and blessings coming your way. We're going to start with all your oracle cards so that we can get a general feel for the overall theme of your reading. I'm going to start with your self-care card, energy work. So maybe you are somebody who hasn't done anything like chakra cleansing or sound bath healing or meditating. Maybe you haven't done these things before. Maybe you haven't done them in a while, or maybe there's a new type of energy work that you should explore for yourself. Meditation is not my favorite thing as somebody with ADHD, but it is so nice to actually get yourself to relax, right? Have no distractions and find a peaceful setting and just try to silence your thoughts. Try to gain that power over your mind. And it's less about, woo-woo type of things. We're not trying to like levitate or anything. We're just trying to learn how to silence our thoughts, how to focus on one thing at a time, how to complete the puzzle before we move on to the next thing, So yes, do some energy work. Your Moon Witch card is yes, just go for it. So if you are in the position of deciding on something, you have a project you want to go forward with, but you're not sure, you have a job you want to accept, but you don't know if you should or not, maybe you have a school that you want to go to and it's far from home, but you just really want to go, and this is a sign that you should do it. You should take that leap and you should go for it. Ooh, our next card for your angel cards, you were the only one, I believe, that got 2 angel message cards. You received Ask Your Angels and Romance. So maybe this is Ask Your Angels about romance. Maybe you have somebody you're interested in and you're kind of going back and forth. Are they interested in me? Should I go after them? Are they a good choice? And maybe you need to ask for some guidance. I love to say, reveal to me, right, if this person is good for me. Make it abundantly clear to me if they are right or wrong. I do not want to waste my time. I don't want to go through any lessons. I'm not here to go through trial and error anymore, you know? So if you want a definitive answer, you should ask for it. Be very clear with whatever you ask for out of life, you know? For your chakra card, you received mysticism. I think this is a really cool card. She's killer in that robe, and look at, I love how it matches the nail polish. I actually feel like quite a few of the cards look really nice with that nail polish color. So that's kind of cool how it happened that way. But yeah, so mysticism. Maybe you're somebody who likes, you know, spooky things, mysteries, you know, murder mysteries. Maybe you like listening or watching true crime documentaries. Maybe you're very passionate about like crime investigation and advocating for the wrongfully incarcerated. Maybe you are just like very interested by like taboo things. You could have Scorpio or 8th house placements, and you're very interested in like taboo or the occult, or, you know, just anything that's kind of like off the beaten path, you know. Maybe you're just somebody who practices witchcraft, spirituality. Maybe you yourself are a tarot reader or an astrologer, you know. You'll have to interpret that to whatever calls out to you, but this is just telling me you're kind of cool. I feel like we would be friends. Your Wild Child Oracle cards. I don't remember what order I did these in the last pile, but we got 2 for you, Weave with a spider, and Cosmic Child with that girl with the beautiful hair. So I think you're someone who's a really good storyteller. Maybe you even love to read. Maybe you write as well. But you love to tell stories. Maybe you're even someone who likes to embellish the truth a bit. Hopefully not a pathological liar, but it's not impossible. Sometimes people are, you know, kind of saddled with these things, you know. If you had maybe an upbringing that showed you how to be a certain way, you know, I don't know, maybe you're a liar, pile 2. I don't know. I will say things easily snowball. So if you have, for instance, met somebody and you just say you were like, I'm gonna be somebody else for a day. So you go out and you're deciding today your name is Sally, and you meet somebody and you say your name is Sally, and they say, hi Sally, nice to meet you, I'm John. And then you guys get to know each other and you actually want to see each other again, and you know, you end up hanging out, getting closer. You know, now you've made up this whole fake life to know John by, and you know, it kind of snowballs into this big lie where you're just like lying about everything. And so if you are somebody who likes to embellish the truth sometimes and then lets it get away from you, maybe this is a sign to not do that. But then at the same time, yes, I think you could just be somebody who's a very good storyteller. Maybe you're very good at just painting a picture, at explaining things, you know, maybe you're a teacher even. And then with Cosmic Child, like I said with the mysticism card, maybe you're somebody who is already very interested in astrology and tarot and stuff in your journey of learning yourself. Or maybe you're a tarot reader here too. That's cool. Hey, thank you. I just started this channel, so that would be cool. You know, this just is showing me, a lot of these I feel like are just like, you're just kind of a cool person, you know, you're a cool storyteller and you're spiritual and you like mystical things, and maybe you just need to do some groundwork. again, if you're one that embellishes the truth, maybe stop doing that. Or if you just are recently caught up in a little bit of a fib, maybe now's the time to come clean about it. You know, maybe you did meet someone over Mercury retrograde and it was at first some fun little thing you didn't take so seriously, but now it's serious, you know. So take that for what, take with that, do with that what you will. Moving on. We have some Moonology cards. You received 2 of I forget which one is which every single time I do this, but you received 2 of one of these cards, one of the decks. And look at the colors. I like the whole color scheme here. Cardinal Moon, be bold and make the first move. And then New Moon in Sagittarius, luck is on your side. Ooh, I really like those 2 together. So maybe that's just exactly what it reads like with the Cupid's arrow and everything. I guess that's just an arrow for Sagittarius, but I saw Cupid's arrow. Maybe you're interested in somebody, and you know, with that romance card, maybe you're interested in somebody, you've got a good feeling about them, and now's your time, now's your chance to move forward with it. I mean, Mercury retrograde is over. We will have some of that shadow period left, so just keep that in mind if you're watching this in the present day. But yeah, be bold, make the first move. If this is in regards to like your career, or you know, even a friendship, or a business move, anything. If you've had something on your mind and you're like, man, I just kind of want to do it, you know, maybe you should just do it. Make that first move, be bold. It looks like it's going to work out for you. And then we have last quarter moon in Sagittarius, practice gratitude. So yeah, groundwork, gratitude, practice gratitude. As far as your list of things that you need to do, that ain't that bad. Maybe you should meditate, and during your meditation, you should go over the things that you're grateful for. Yeah, wow. Be bold, make the first move. Luck is on your side. Yes, just go for it. What did you come here with on your mind? You're going to have to tell me that, because these are all clearly spelling out something for somebody. There's definitely someone out there that came here with questions on their mind, and you just got answers, didn't you? I'm happy for you. You should tell me what it was. Okay, so wow, those were all your oracle cards. We can study them a little bit more real quick. Those round cards, I tell you, they're so cute, but I sometimes think I should trim the bottom of them so they can sit up and maybe be easier to shuffle. So yeah, these are really wonderful cards, I must say. Whatever it is that you have in mind, in the works, you should go for it. You have really positive, just ask your angels, and that might not even be asking them for permission, you know, but maybe so asking them, maybe this has been you asking them. Oh shoot. Okay, let's try that again. So yeah, maybe you came here with something specific in mind about somebody, someone you're interested in, someone you've been thinking about asking out. And yeah, I think it's safe to say it's okay to make the first move. Luck is on your side. If you are confused on how to go about this, how to take the next step, ask your angels. Ask them for some courage, maybe. So I want to move on to your tarot cards now. So let's go ahead and get some of these scooched out of the way here. Put these to the side. But this is a very positive reading. I think you came here with a very clear question and you're getting a very clear answer. And I always say, when you're asking a question, asking for something, manifesting something, just be very specific, because, you know, how can you get upset about not getting what you want if you didn't vocalize or decide what you truly wanted, you know? Okay. Let's see here. When we asked, what do you need to hear right now? The first card we got out was Temperance. You need to hear that there will be a balance to a situation. There will be a peaceful compromise, resolution to a situation. Maybe there has been kind of a kerfuffle, and things are just going to mellow out. Everything is going to, you know, go to a peaceful state. You got 10 of Swords and also Queen of Cups. You got 3 cards, I think, for every question I asked. If this is something between somebody, maybe this is them upset and you doing great. There's the 10 of Swords and the Queen of Cups, but this could also be you coming out of that 10 of Swords energy and transforming into the Queen of Cups, you know, and that is the transformation with Temperance here. Going from down, depressed, I mean, look at, you got 10 swords in your back. It doesn't get much worse than that. And then you go to Queen of Cups, just absolutely overflowing with love. Like, look how beautiful she is in that beautiful dress. Maybe that's you at the end of this process. So maybe that is something that you need to hear, that you came here with a clear question. Will I get to love again if you're just coming out of a breakup? Yeah, absolutely. And if there's somebody that maybe has been on your mind, or maybe you've been missing somebody, it's been Mercury retrograde, of course, so I keep saying this, but it's true. So maybe somebody has been heavy on your mind, and maybe it is a good idea to reach out. I don't think it's always a bad thing to reach out to people during Mercury retrograde, though I will say it's usually more about closure and short term than it is about any sort of permanent commitment. So if there was a major heartbreak or something with this person, maybe that is not the person for you. But if you came here wondering if a new person is right for you, I would say pre-retrograde. If you're watching this during the retrograde, then yeah, it looks like this person was good, and maybe the retrograde has made communication not so great and things have been confusing, and so maybe this is your sign that things have been rough recently, but you're going to come out of it and be this Queen of Cups with Temperance, you know. So for general guidance, we got, oh, and I meant to look this one up because this one I am forgetting. We have this card, the Artist. I think it's that must be the Magician, but I have to double check. So the Artist, the Two of Pentacles, and the Seven of Wands. So this could be 2 people. You're juggling something. I'm gonna have to look up this one really quickly, 2 minutes. So it's a bonus major arcana with the Artist card next to the Seven of Wands with the Two of Pentacles in between. For your guidance, maybe you're stuck between 2 choices, and this is explaining more plainly. One choice is creative, one is maybe involving nature, one's softer, one's slower paced. If it's career, maybe it's containing less money, because let's just face it, artists don't always get compensated the way that they should be. If it's the Seven of Wands over here, it's somebody who's steadfast. They feel as if they are in the position they want to be in, but they still have to fight to stay there. All these people are still coming for him, even though he is already above them. He's high up there. He won. He got that spot. He's got to beat them down to stay where he is. And maybe you're just stuck between, oh, I just want to quit this and go do something more genuine to me and my heart and my soul and my desires in life. But this one over here pays better. And even though it's really competitive, I enjoy, being able to say that I made it up here to the top and this is my spot. And again, this could be just two people. One person that is more successful and they do have more to show for themselves, but maybe they're really upset all the time. Maybe they're hot-headed because of what they have to deal with at work, and they're just taking it out on whoever they talk to after a long day. And this artist, maybe they're just a lot more down to earth. And, those little wings on their ankles, maybe they just make you feel like you could fly every time you hug them or you see them. Or maybe they just have this way about them that it looks like they're practically gliding across the room instead of walking, Maybe you swear that they float, they levitate, they can fly. As far as guidance, I think it's just you need to see both sides for what they are. You're the one in the middle there that's going to have to make that decision, and you will have to eventually come out of this state of indecision, but you're the one that has to get yourself there. And maybe you just have to be honest about the situation, that it's going to be more difficult to stay here, and this is going to be more of a fresh young start. Perhaps it's less, there's no fighting, as you can see, there's no competition there. So maybe you feel like one person provides or presents to you a lot of competition in the grand scheme of things, and then the other one is free and available and waiting for you. So I don't know. For general advice, the 3 cards we got for you are 4 of Swords, 6 of Swords, and I think these both sword cards in general to me just represent a lot of anxiety, a lot of back and forth thinking, being in your head, a lot of worrying instead of doing. And with the six of Swords, he's in a boat, he's trying to get away from something. Maybe you have been in the middle of this storm for a long time and you're finally deciding to get away. I'm seeing somebody driving away, crying, wiping their tears, and not pulling over because you just need to keep driving and get away. You're coming out of this energy. With the 4 of Swords, you're going to eventually come to a point where you can rest and contemplate and go over, and maybe that's where you are. But since this is advice, maybe the advice is you need to get away from something, from whatever that problem in your life is that you think may never get better. Maybe it just won't, and you need to move on. And you don't have to be literally moving out of your house or whatever, but maybe you are. Maybe you're moving on from somebody. Maybe you're moving on from that person. I don't know. Only you know. But your advice is to move on from that situation that's giving you so much anxiety and keeping you trapped in that back and forth thinking. Contemplate what has been going on. Maybe, I'm sorry, but maybe this past Mercury retrograde has truly been a headache and a half for you. And you need to, as the card would lay out for you, you need to rest and recover. You need to contemplate what has transpired in the past. I don't know. If it's for you, it might have just been the past couple months, but maybe it's also been years in the making. It's difficult going through big changes, and especially if you have to be the bigger person that steps away. Maybe this is just a difficult family past, a difficult childhood that you have to move on from. But it's time to move out of the storm and into calmer waters for yourself. And you need to see things clearly, just like I was saying with the indecision card over here. I think you just need to see two different parties or situations or sides of the story plainly for what they are, or even this is perhaps how you feel when you're in two different places. When I'm here, I feel like this, but when I'm here, I feel like this beautiful artist, however it resonates for you. When I ask for two final blessings, the cards that came out for you were the Emperor and the Nine of Swords. This is a blessings card, okay? So for the Emperor, I'm seeing this could be you standing in your power, saying, enough is enough. I am not dealing with people fighting. I'm getting to calmer waters over here. I am my own boss. Maybe you're just telling somebody, look, I'm the boss of you, and this is what's going to happen here. With the Nine of Swords, it's kind of a silly card to take as a positive blessing, but maybe all those rotten people, maybe the blessing is you're going to see them for who they truly are, which is rotten. And that is a blessing, even if it's painful in the moment. It's a blessing to realize people are not on your side and they're not, worth your time. These are also thoughts. The more I'm looking at this card, it's like she's been going over and over these same things. Maybe you have this whole group of people that, I'm seeing. Maybe recently there was a holiday, like 4th of July is an American holiday, and maybe you recently celebrated or even just had a big gathering of some sort, and something happened and people were rude or something, and it's been on your mind. Well, maybe there's a blessing here in disguise that you realize these people are not your people, and you're going to become this emperor that goes, you know what, I'm not dealing with this anymore. This is how you make me feel. Maybe the blessing coming out is you standing up for yourself. Okay, so I'm looking up what would the Nine of Swords be in a blessing reading, because I have to admit that one is a doozy even for me. Yes, and it's kind of like what I was saying. This is saying it's like the gift of awareness, which is kind of, I think, what I was sensing from it. It's a blessing to know who's not on your side, who's not your friend, who's against you. It sucks to find out that people you've always loved and trusted and, confided in are not your friend, but it's a blessing to realize it and to be able to act accordingly. And I think maybe that's what's happening, is you find this out and you decide enough is enough. I am better than this. You're going to do your energy work. You're going to maybe ask out that person. Maybe you're just a little spooky person that likes to do spooky things, and that's okay too. But maybe you got a sixth sense about something. You just had a feeling. You had a hunch, you went forward and found out what you were looking for, and maybe it was painful to find out, but it's a blessing to know when someone is not there for you, because then you know who is secretly, energetically putting whatever it is that they put onto you. I swear, some people just energetically attack in just a very strange but tangible kind of way. It's wild. So those are your blessings. You are going to realize that these people are not your people, and you're going to act accordingly. Unfortunately, you're going to have to separate yourself from the situation, but after all of this nonsense, I'm just going to take them down. After all that nonsense of getting away from it, you're ultimately going to be in that temperance energy, which is so important. You're going to become the Queen of Cups. All you have to do right now is do a little contemplation and realize that the people, oh my goodness, the people that make you feel this way, the people that are always fighting, the people that leave you feeling, are they with me or against me? Do they want the best for me at all? What's going on? You know, do they love me? Do they hate me? What's happening? The people that make you feel that way, you're going to realize that they're not your people. Go with the people that make you feel like this. Like the Queen of Cups. Like the Emperor who has it all together. The Queen of Cups that's full of love. The artist who sees beauty in everything. It makes you feel peaceful. Temperance. You just need to contemplate a little bit. But after you come out of this time of rest and recuperation, you have a lot of beautiful cards. Just the most wonderful oracle cards, I want to say, of all three piles. The only one that's kind of interesting to me is that mysticism, and now I want to go back to those cosmic child and the weave, because like I said, maybe you're a wonderful storyteller, or at the same time, maybe you feel trapped in a situation. Maybe you're that beautiful cosmic child and you're in a place with somebody who is like a spider with a web that keeps you stuck, and that could totally be all that swords energy of you wanting to come out of that, and you will. I mean, you have such beautiful cards, and luck is on your side. Be bold to make the first move. It really could be romance, but at the same time, for some of you, it could be literally you making that move away, maybe out of your childhood home, maybe out of that roommate situation you're not happy with anymore, whatever it may be. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Please join me for the next one, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. If you picked this beautiful white shimmery shade, then this is your pile. Apologies if you can hear anything in the background. My boyfriend is playing video games and singing to himself. Oh my god. Okay, I want to start with your oracle cards today. For your self-care card, we got movement. Maybe you need to go on a walk, do some yoga, Pilates, dance, stretch. Just do something with your body. Maybe you've been sitting for a long time today and you just need to do some movement right now. For your Moon Witch card, you got Celine. Bring light into somebody's dark sky. It's always nice when you can be a source of positivity for somebody who's not going through the greatest time. For your angel oracle cards, you got ask for help from others. Sometimes we don't want to ask for help and we want to be independent, but it's okay to ask for help. And there's times when you really are struggling way more than you should be, just in the name of independence. And sometimes that word independence should just be changed to stupid, because why are you working twice as hard? Sometimes it's like you're working 3 times as hard as one little bug, but then with 2 bugs, you know, you guys are way more powerful and you can get things done in a fraction of the time it would have taken you yourself, you know? It's okay to do things yourself, but don't forget to ask for help. Maybe you're going through a big move, like you're moving apartments, and you're thinking to yourself, well, I'm just one person. Maybe you live in a studio apartment. You're like, I live in a studio apartment. You're like, how much stuff could I possibly have? And it's like way more than you think. And you really should have asked for help. For your chakra card, we got gossip. Maybe you're gossiping. Maybe you heard something from somebody. You'll have to tell me below if it was juicy or not. Gossip is never fun if it's about you, of course. Sometimes it's fun to participate in if it's like a really interesting story. But yeah, gossip, right? It's not, there's a reason there's bad tastes in mouths when we talk about gossiping, right? For your Wild Child Oracle, you got Fruit of Knowledge and Reverie. So with that gossip card, maybe you, with the Fruit of Knowledge too, these cards just do not like to stay up. Maybe you heard something you weren't supposed to. You found something out, right? Maybe you know something currently that you're not supposed to know with Fruit of Knowledge. Good Lord. And then with Reverie, maybe you discovered something through a dream. It's not impossible. Sometimes I'll have dreams and I don't understand what it means, and then a few weeks later, a few days later, something will happen. Someone will say something and they'll describe exactly what was happening in my dream, and I'm like, oh, okay, I wonder if that situation somehow got to me, you know. I don't know. Could be something you relate to here. But I'm sensing maybe with the gossip and the Fruit of Knowledge, you found out something you're not supposed to know. Maybe you're not thrilled to know it. Maybe you feel cursed with this information now. You know, maybe you're like doomed to a life of sin type of feeling because of it. Is it that bad? You'll have to say. Have faith in your dreams, waxing crescent moon. And first quarter moon in Aquarius, trust the universe. Wow. Have faith in your dreams and trust the universe. And also with that reverie dream, maybe you're having a dream about somebody and you're like, it doesn't look good for me. You know, like the situation, maybe the situation has revealed itself and you don't want to believe it. And this is them telling you to believe that dream. I don't know. But maybe you have a desire for something. Maybe you came here with a question in mind. Can this thing work out for me? And if you have faith, if you put time, work, dedication towards it, yeah, trust the universe here. Ask for help from others. That includes your angels. That includes your ancestors, whoever. Ask for help. If you want to achieve something great, you can. You're totally capable of it. With that wonderful reverie, that could also be you taking a leap of faith, you achieving your dreams. I mean, that totally coincides there with have faith in your dreams. So yeah, I think you just need to be a little bit more lighthearted with movement, and maybe separate yourself from gossiping people. Or if this gossip revealed something to you and you're not thrilled to know it, maybe that's something you need to ask for help on. Like, hey, I heard so-and-so said this and it's really bothering me and I don't really know how to off there and I didn't realize. So yeah, maybe with those gossip cards, you heard something you weren't supposed to, or you don't want to know, and you're not sure what to do about it. And it's okay to ask for help from your angels, from your friends, from your family, people you trust only. If it's, especially if they know the people involved, you know, you want to make sure you're all on the right side here. But yeah, it's okay to call people out if they said something messed up. It's okay to not let them get away with it, you know. Sometimes people will skate by. Excuse me, never apologize or even act like they're a smidge sorry. And if it was messed up, if you heard something that was not right, you could totally call people out. For your first tarot card, we asked, what do you need to hear? And we received the Knight of Wands. The second card that popped out along with it was Temperance. We got a lot of temperance in these piles. And so I'm seeing maybe you get this sudden offer of treaty. You know, someone puts up their white flag. Someone makes an offer. Can we just be friends again? Can we just try this relationship one more time? Can you just talk to me, please? And you're like, okay. Maybe you need to hear that there will be peace in a situation, or that you will receive communication of some kind. It looks like quick communication. It looks like a fiery communication. Maybe the delivery is not the most eloquent. Maybe they kind of jumble their words a little bit, or it comes out a little bit more intense, and yeah, just not so nice, but there will be peace with the situation. So take with that what you will, I guess. Maybe there will be some sort of intense conversation, but it's going to be worth it in the end with Temperance. We asked the question, we asked for general guidance, sorry. And we received 8 of Cups, 2 of Pentacles, and 7 of Wands. So the last pile actually also got 2 of Pentacles and 7 of Wands. So that's pretty interesting. Maybe you're still here watching both piles. Hello, if you are. With the 8 of Cups, you probably walked away from a situation, a relationship, a person, a place, something that you love. Okay. Maybe you walked away from somebody that you loved, and it's not, you know, a lighthearted decision to make to do that. Maybe somebody really, really hurt you. Maybe the gossip is what led you to this decision to leave. Maybe you had a dream that someone was gossiping about you, and you said, you know what? If you're gossiping about me so loud that I have this dream about it, I don't even know these people you're talking to, and I have this dream, then you must not be a true friend of mine. You must not be a trustworthy family member. You must not be worth my time, my role as a relationship in your life, you know? With the 7 of Wands over here, maybe there has been fighting. Maybe there has been, look, there's somebody, it's a very interesting card. They're on top here. They're in their crystal ball and being threatened with these sticks. And what I find interesting is they're harnessing power. It's almost like they're harnessing the power of the anger of everybody else. They like when everybody else is upset because it makes them more powerful. It's like they're getting what they want out of it. So maybe there's someone like that in your life, and you're like, do I continue to try to keep this relationship with this person that thrives off of people being upset with them? Or do I become this 8 of Cups that walks away? Or this could also be 2 different people. There's one person that walked away. Do I follow them, or do I stay here and try to fight for this impossible position in a glass ball that's bound to be broken at any time? Look, someone's about to break it with this long stick right here, you know? Which decision do I pick? Do I walk away, or do I stay in this impossible position? And sometimes you have to walk away, and then the situation rights itself, and then they come correct, and then they get back to you, and they try to say, please, please, please give me another chance. And that'll be your own decision to make if something like that happens. But yeah, with the gossip card, ask for help from others. Maybe you are just stuck. If you're coming here with a question in mind, which I think most people are when you're looking for a reading of what do you need to hear, you're indecisive about something, and if somebody hurts you, that is the answer. somebody who hurts you on a very sensitive, emotional, deep level, personal level. If this is somebody, one of the very few people you trust with your personal information, your personal life stories, your personal experiences, and they choose to treat you in such a way, then they are not meant to be in your life. They're not worthy of you and your time, you know? So it would be better to walk away than to just inevitably wait for the glass force field to break, because it will. Glass is breakable. Surprise. For general advice, you received Knight of Pentacles. So this is a slower moving energy. This is also a message card. As you can see, he's not even on the horse. He's not even using his horsepower to get there. He's walking. So your general advice is, if maybe, wow, I very clearly am reading from this. If you are waiting for an apology, you're going to have to wait a long time, unfortunately. This person is not in a hurry to come to you with any admittance of wrongdoing. They're not ready to come to you and say they're sorry. They're not even ready to come to you and say, I think things feel weird between us, and like, is there something we need to work out? Like, they're not willing to admit that something is wrong. Maybe you're not either. Maybe the general advice here is to be the King or the Knight of Pentacles, and don't be so quick. If they're the Knight of Wands that is quick to come in and just want to be silly and lighthearted and friendly when there's something serious you guys need to go over, maybe be the Knight of Pentacles. Play the long game. Oh yeah, sure. Oh yeah, it'd be nice to go see a movie sometime. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Maybe they come in, they haven't been getting back to you. They come back to you and they text you back, or maybe this is you. Maybe you always text back really quickly, and they're always the ones that are slow texting, and maybe that is your advice. Take that as a sign. If they're not getting back to you in reasonable times, that's a sign. We're all busy. We all have things to do. We all have people that count on us to be there for them and respond to them. And them telling you, oh, sorry, I'm just so busy. Sorry, I have so much going on. Sorry, this, sorry, that. So consistently, right? Every now and then, whatever. It's not a big deal. But if it's been months and this person doesn't text you back, and you've messaged them a few times because you understand that people don't always get back to you right away, and they just always have some lame excuse for you, maybe you should just take it for what it is. They're slow to communicate. They're slow to reach you. When I asked for general blessings for you, this is an interesting blessing, but we have Four of Swords. So this card, I suppose, is an interesting depiction, because it looks like, I always see it as you make one wrong move and your heart tears apart, right? But the Four of Swords traditional explanation is a contemplation card. I actually also got this in the last reading, so maybe a couple of you were drawn to both piles. This is a new channel, so there's not very many of you, so this is very close to a personal reading, I'm sure. Thank you for watching. But yeah, with that Four of Swords, maybe your general blessing here is coming into a time of realizing everything. It's a blessing to see the truth of a situation, even if it hurts, even if you didn't want to see it, even if you've been denying the truth for a long, 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 long time. It is a blessing to know who is and is not on your side. It's a blessing to know who's against you, because now you know who not to fuck with. You're not going to be around them anymore if they're bringing negativity into your life and they're ruining your path, your journey. You have the Star card. That is such a beautiful blessing to have. That is your general blessing. Generally, you're the star. So people gossip about you because they're jealous. They're jealous. They hate you because they ain't you, okay? You're the star. You have talents. You have looks. You have fashion sense. You have personality. You have got it all. People like to look at you. People like to look towards you for inspiration. People think, what clothes are cool? Oh, let me look at pile number 3, because they always have really cute clothes, and that's how I'll know what's in style these days, or what's going to be in style next, because you're always one step ahead. Maybe you are going to be finally being seen for the things you want to be seen for. Maybe you work really hard at your job or in the career that you've carved out for yourself. Or maybe you do social media or something, and you're about to get your big break of people, sharing your videos, and, oh, have you seen so and so yet? And now your channel or page is really going to start taking off. Maybe your website, your personal business, it's really going to start taking off. And the Four of Swords is not always the most wonderful card. It's like a heavy card. It feels like laying in bed and staring at the ceiling, and your throat is swollen because you're trying to choke back tears, and they're just slipping down your face silently, and you can't breathe out of your nose. That's the card it feels like to me. But she is smiling because it's over. The hardest part is over, and she's just looking back like, well, I'm comfortable where I am, and it's not forever, and at least it's over. And at least this is my own nest. It might not be the best nest that's ever been, but it's my own. And you just got to think over things. It's difficult to come to realizations about people in your life who you love so much, and you have always thought the best of and confided in. And if they are just not the people to keep in your life, it is more important to know that than to still feel those old feelings of them being your friend, Pile number 3. Wow. This was a good reading. I'm sorry if you're going through some weirdness with a friend or family member or otherwise. It definitely sucks to hear something through the grapevine that you didn't want to hear. But again, if you're having issues and you don't know what to do, the next step, you should ask for help, whether it's from friends, your family, your cousins. I guess that's family, but from your siblings, from your cousins, from your parents, from your neighbors. Maybe you have some issue, some weird random issue, and the old lady next door who brings you cookies sometime, so every now and then, sometimes wants to chat, and it just comes out, oh, I'm having issues with this friend, and she'll tell you about her friend Betty from way back in the day who stole her boyfriend, and you could just commiserate together a little bit. But you should trust the universe and have faith in your dreams. You are bigger than whoever's gossiping about you, whoever's concerned about you and your business needs to just worry about their own dang business, because clearly you're the star and you've got things to look forward to. It is a positive thing to leave a situation that's no longer serving you, to leave people that are not there for you. And it's a heavy feeling, but you will be better because of it. So I wish you great luck. And sometimes what we want to hear is not sometimes what we need to hear is not what we want to hear. But this is what you needed to hear, is that maybe that person is not your friend. If someone makes you feel icky, take it for what it is. Don't be icked out. Life is too damn short to have icky friends. It doesn't matter if you've known them your whole life. If they've switched up on you, if they're a different person you don't recognize, you have to see the situation for what it is, unfortunately. I think doing movement, doing some yoga, and being positive for other people will help you. Sometimes we have to, how it's like easier sometimes to help somebody clean their room than it is to clean your own room, or something like that. Like, you'd rather help someone else with their homework than do your own sometimes, or whatever it is, So maybe you need to do that. Maybe you just need to be positive for other people. Do some movement. Maybe this thing that you're unsure of, this this invitation over here, if this was an invitation, maybe you need to take the invitation and go to a new yoga class, a new workout class, dance class, whatever it is, and try something new. But that is what I have for you. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope it helped you find an answer to a question you had on your mind. I think you always just need to stand in your power, be the bigger person. It sucks to be the bigger person, but looking back, it's nice to go, man, they were silly, and I'm glad that I held my ground, you know. Be genuine to who you are. Anyway, yes, that is it. So have a wonderful rest of your day or evening wherever you are, and I will see you in the next one. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell if you want to be notified. I plan on posting here very regularly. So if you like tarot readings and you like videos like this, let me know. And if you have any suggestions for a future video, please let me know. I will absolutely be taking suggestions. Okay, have a great one.